the Anycubic Photon M3 Max. Let's give it a review. Hey guys, it's rare to get excited over a cardboard box, but today I will. I've been lucky enough to review the Frozen Sonic Mega 8K and the Elegoo Jupiter, and both are big, heavy metal machines that arrived in massive boxes or crates. These cost a fortune to ship, and at my end, took 2 people to carry and unbox. But Anycubic have been clever right from the off by avoiding a heavy and, frankly, unnecessary metal carcass. Then, by using a simple metal frame to surround ordinary packaging material, they were able to wrap their printer in cardboard, resulting in a smaller, lighter, but sufficiently strong enough package that undoubtedly cost them much less to post. That's smart thinking. Not having a metal body means that the M3 Max is just 26 kilograms, a weight that can be comfortably moved by just one person, which is excellent. But despite this, the M3 Max is Anycubic's largest volume resin printer to date, printing to a height of 300mm and practically the same in width. This obviously means that the Max is a big printer and will take up more than a little workspace. To facilitate easy access, the familiar yellow plastic lid is split in 2, with the rear section being secured permanently in place with small hex bolts. This means that the large front section can be lifted away comfortably, and this works great. But I am concerned that this may be the Max's Achilles heel. The lid is no stronger than that on any of the other models, and is actually weaker as it misses a 4th side. Drop this lid and it will break, so handling with care is a must. Sticking with the outside for a moment, there are a couple of oddities. The M3 Plus has a 5-inch screen and comes with both Ethernet and Wi-Fi, making it connectable with the Anycubic cloud. Now strangely, the biggest printer in the M3 series, the Max, does not have internet connectivity, so there's no cloud option here. Also, the menu is 3 inches rather than 5, though it does come with a standard Anycubic user interface, which many will prefer. Why there's no cloud with the Max, I really don't know. I personally prefer to use a USB stick, but I have a feeling that this feature will be missed by many. However, just like the Plus, the M3 Max does come with a resin Autofeed system. I covered this in more detail in my M3 Plus review, and it's a system that's completely optional to use, so I didn't bother setting it up on the Max. However, here's a quick overview. The standard bottle of Anycubic resin fits neatly into a bracket that attaches to the rear of the printer. These probes are actually a pump and replace the lid of the resin bottle, and hoses are attached to this resin depth detection device. With the tray primed with a little resin and printing underway, every 5 minutes the system checks the depth of the resin and gently trickles more into the vat to make sure that the tray never runs dry. I liked the system and I found it worked well, though I was concerned that overnight the tray was fuller than ideal. Critically, it hadn't overflowed, but it had risen past the max level indicator. Since my video, Anycubic have been in touch and will be bringing out a help video to make sure people get the best from this system. The build plate is a monster, as you'd expect, and has the checkered laser engraved pattern that seems to grip like stink. The resin tray is also large and equally metallic. The FEP is once again slightly opaque, and I believe this is a new anti-scratch surface. I know from my trials on the M3 Plus that this doesn't inhibit printing in any way. But as for the anti-scratch properties, only time will tell. The Z-arm is a strange looking affair, a simple rectangular frame. My guess is that it reduces weight but it seems strong enough for the job. It rides smoothly upon widely spanned dual linear rails, propelled by a high-precision ball screw. Below this is the printer's heart, a 13.6-inch 7K monochrome screen, the biggest we've seen so far from Anycubic. This gives us a very impressive 46 micron XY printing resolution, which is just 3 microns less than the 8K Frozen Mega, and 5 more than the Anycubic Jupiter. Leveling is the typical paper affair, and Anycubic even give us a sheet of paper to make life easier. Anycubic were kind enough to send me these rechargeable air filters to try. Personally, the smell of resin doesn't bother me, but I know that this is a serious issue for many. My wife is always happy to find things to complain about, and the smell of resin is one of them. These small units fit comfortably inside just about any unit, and the Max can accommodate 2 in a row. I was pleasantly surprised. Whilst I really wouldn't have noticed the difference, my wife was suitably impressed, and as a happy wife means a better life, I thought I'd pass on her nod of approval. As I offered this suggestion in my recent Anycubic Jupiter review, it's only fair that I take the same opportunity to encourage Anycubic. These air purifiers are great, but many of us would love to see a dedicated enclosure heater to maintain a more desirable resin temperature. So come on Anycubic, help us out. The M3 Max comes with Anycubic Workshop as standard, but I see those clever guys at Lychee already have the M3s listed in their latest update, so you can opt for a slicer of your choice. So how does the M3 Max pair with printing? Unfortunately, I'd run out of all my Anycubic resin, so I opted instead to use Frozen Aqua 8K. I stuck with 0.05 layer height and no anti-aliasing. I turned to my buddies at ARCHVILLAIN Games for something a little more pleasing to look at. This fabulous Mandalorian is by Printed Obsession and is freely available on my mini factory. So what are my thoughts on the Anycubic Photon M3 Max? That's easy. I like it. It's a big volume printer that's light enough to move around the workshop, and I love that. It has an impressive XY resolution of 46 microns, which shows in the quality of the prints. And whilst this is not a comparison video, I know people will be asking anyway, so here are a few useful stats. The removable lid is a concern, and it's something to be very careful about when handling, and the lack of internet connectivity will be missed by many. The resin Autofeed System works well, and helpful videos from Anycubic support should ensure users get the best from it. But most notably, the M3 Max is very competitively priced against its rivals. And this should be surprising, as when it comes to printing quality, it really holds its own. I really think this is all about metal. By not having the Max in a metal carcass, by using plastic where they can, by sticking with quality parts where quality is really needed, Anycubic have been able to produce an affordable, large volume printer that may well make it desirable above and beyond its competitors. Personally, I think they've been very shrewd. As I said, I like it, and I don't think I'm going to be alone in that. So that's it for this review, guys. Take care, and thanks for watching.